Damas y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions y BIP, The Best in Boxing, presenta este encuentro pactado a 4 rounds en la división de peso welter. 4 rounds of boxing in the welterweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces: Sergio Lechuga, Carlos Flores y Antonio Villegas. And the third man inside the ring, el tercero en la superficie, Alberto Ramos. Introducing to your first fighter, standing in the blue corner, wearing blue and yellow. He's official weight 147 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo color azul con amarillo, con un peso de 147 libras. He stands with a record of 0 wins against 1 loss. Cuenta con un récord de 0 victorias por 1 derrota. De la colonia Pedregal de Santa Julia, Tijuana, Baja California, Cristopher Garcia. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner, wearing white trunks with black trim. His official weight 147 pounds. Y su rival en esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo blanco con negro, con un peso idéntico de 147 libras. As a professional, he stands with a record of 6 wins, without 0 losses, 1 draw, and 5 of those wins coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 6 victorias, 0 derrotas, 1 empate y 5 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Representing House of Boxing San Diego, California, hailing out of Bellingham, Washington, and Mazatlán, Sinaloa, Mexico, the Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres. And here is with the final instructions, con las indicaciones finales, Alberto Ramos.
I want a clean fight. Quiero una pelea limpia. Tu integridad y tu integridad es lo más importante para mí. Choquen guantes, que Dios los bendiga y que gane el mejor.
So round number 1, Kevin Torres in the white with black trim, going up against Cristopher Garcia in the blue shorts with yellow trim. And Garcia eats a shot to the body and smiles.
He reminds me of Screech.
I was going to say Salvador Sanchez with that fro, but
okay, I like that.
No, I like Screech better, homie. I like Screech better. No, he's getting pummeled as you would expect Screech would.
No question.
Yeah, Marcos, you give him too much credit with the Salvador Sanchez.
Oh, you know, I saw the fro there, and it just came to mind. Torres, man, he's such a power puncher, like we mentioned.
Absolutely.
Got a huge knockout win the last time he was here in Best in Boxing. Just starts the guy in the first round. One of the knockouts of the year. And you can tell just by looking at his stance, the way his body's shaped, just a solid guy.
Yeah, he's ready for
Tank
war.
for a back.
Yeah.
And that body shot hurt Garcia. His body, you could just tell how it reacted to the punch.
Yeah, Garcia definitely outclassed, everything in this fight. So it's just a matter of time for Torres.
Kevin Torres fighting out of the House of Boxing, a gym that is a mainstay for boxing in the San Diego area. A lot of good work there being done by the Barragan family. It's Torres here. Just having his way with Garcia. Garcia kind of gave him a tap on the head.
Yeah, it's not MMA.
A la Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
McGregor did that to Floyd Mayweather.
So exactly what I was about to say as well. Yeah, he gave him a bit of a compliment.
Oh, he just hit. Well, he's paying for that, though. Torres just landed a monster right hand. Breaking the action as the mouthpiece comes flying out of Garcia.
Torres hit Garcia with a punch, and it looks like Garcia was like, wow, this is actually real. He didn't tell me how to get hit.
I got a very old school vibe from Cristopher Garcia.
Yeah, very much so.
Looks like he stepped in that hot tub towel machine that we got him from like the 70s. So he got old school shoes, old school trunks. He got the fro. Dude was born in the wrong era.
Hey, he got
hit with a big punch right there.
Like I said, Marco, this is just a matter of time for Torres to take over this fight. This is...
Oh, great body punch by
Garcia
Torres.
doesn't like those punches. Though he lands a few rapid punches there, at some point you got to think the referee has to warn him.
I tell you what, man, Kevin Torres looks like a straight tank, as you said. He's completely ready for war.
Solid, man.
Reminds me of that body frame of Canelo. Those same
Or maybe even
punches,
Victor
too.
Ortiz type body frame.
Yeah, I like that.
Torres in control. Garcia trying to just mount anything that he can
We got a
in there
little,
to keep Torres off of him.
little blood coming from the nose of Garcia.
Hey, you got to give it to Cristopher Garcia. The guy that dangerous and Kevin Torres, he survived the round.
Hey, yeah, something to be proud about for him, I guess.
Round number 2 here at the Salón Mezzanine in Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. Kevin Torres. So we see here the Diamond Boy going up against Cristopher Garcia. Torres having his way in round number 1 with just an overmatch. Garcia with a lot of heart in there, though. No technique behind these punches or power. So he's now bleeding from his nose. Garcia just hoping one of these punches just lands.
Kevin is
and he
hitting
keeps
him like,
Torres off
look,
of him.
this is a man sport, bro.
Yeah, Marcos, you got to give Garcia
big punch there. Hurt Garcia. Garcia now bouncing. He's almost out there at the ref, very, very close to stopping the fight. Garcia mounting any sort of offense he can. He needs to be careful to not keep his chin up, and that's it.
Yeah, that
the
was
ref
horrible.
waves it off due to the corner of Cristopher Garcia. Waved the towel, got the attention of the referee. The referee stepped in,
Yeah,
and
that
rightfully
was brutal.
so.
That was brutal. I
That could
actually
have ended really bad.
Got a little blood on my pants.
Oh, wow. Kevin Otley with a badge of honor here. Blood being knocked over on his pant leg.
Oh, man.
People pay extra for that, Kevin. Consider yourself lucky.
You're getting the VIP experience here, Kevin.
They need to pay me more for that.
As we take a look at the replay now, the last 15 seconds of the fight, we see Torres completely in control. And Garcia, I'm just happy they stopped the fight when they stopped it. He had his head straight up in the air. He could have gotten hit with something very, very bad and would have put him out completely out. It was a good decision from his corner.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time, and he would have took more punishment, so that was a good stoppage.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree, Kevin. Maybe this fight shouldn't have even been taking place.
Damas y caballeros, este combate concluye con un tiempo de 1 minuto con 2 segundos. En el round número 2, we have the official time of 1 minute and 2 seconds in round number 2. For your winner by the way of technical knockout. Su ganador por la vía del knockout técnico. the Bellingham, Washington y Mazatlán, Sinaloa, the Diamond Boy, Kevin Torres.
There we see Kevin Torres victorious once again for the 7th time in his pro career, getting a second round stoppage over Cristopher Garcia here at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Mexico. See his hand being raised. Kevin Otley wasn't the only guy that got blood on him. I got blood on me too. I took a look at my hand, I got a big old glob of blood there.
That was crazy, man.
It was. The perks that you get sitting ringside, huh?
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, yeah, you come with a good view, but it come with a lot of other nasty, disgusting things too.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna go run to the doctor after this and get my hepatitis shot, just in case. I don't want to take no chances,
no
man.
chances, bro. No chances.
As we move along here to the next fight on deck, we're gonna see Roberto Meza taking on Javier Meraz. Cristopher Garcia getting cheers here from the crowd as his corner takes off his hand wraps. This is the Best in Boxing, brought to you by Boristeca Boxing. In the main event, we will see Dewayne Beamon, 13-0 from Goldsboro, North Carolina, taking on Angel Ramos with a record of 21-1. That is our main event.
Roberto Meza coming up soon, another fan favorite. Always brings a large crowd out with him, so I'm expecting to see, you know, if he put in just as much training so he can please these guys.
As now making his way to the ring, his music playing. Cheers from the crowd. Roberto Meza, 8-1 from San Diego, California.
They call him the Ram.
It's a fan favorite. Got a lot of people in the house to see him here.
Javier Meraz, though, twice as many fights as Roberto, so it's going to be interesting to see if he brings any of that experience into the fight tonight.
Yeah, 17 total fights that Javier Meraz has over Roberto Meza. So, like you mentioned, 6 rounds. So it's a good amount of time to get some work in there. We'll see if that experience plays a factor. Let's go ahead and take it up to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores, to get this fight started.
Damas y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions y BIB The Best in Boxing presenta este cotejo pactado a 6 rounds en la división de peso Super Pluma. Let's get ready for 6 rounds of boxing in the Super Featherweight Division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces: Sergio Lechuga, Antonio Villegas y el internacional Alejandro Rochin. And when the bell rings, your 3rd man inside the ring, el tercero en la superficie, el profesor Fernando Rentería. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing black and gray. His official weight 130 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo negro con gris, con un peso de 130 libras. Cuenta con 17 combates profesionales. He stands with 17 professional bouts from Agua Prieta, Sonora. Javier Meraz. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner, wearing white with red and black. His official weight 130 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja vistiendo pantaloncillo blanco con rojo y negro con un peso idéntico de 130 libras. As a professional, he stands with a record of 8 wins against 1 loss, and 4 of those wins coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord casi perfecto de 8 victorias, 1 derrota y 4 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. De San Diego, California, USA, Roberto the Ram Meza. And here he is with the final instructions con las indicaciones finales, Fernando Rentería.
Véngase, Meza. Indicaciones. Cuidado con los cabezazos, no golpes en la nuca, no golpes en la espalda y debajo del cinturón. Se cuidan en todo momento, hacen caso de mis indicaciones. Choquen los guantes, suerte, gane el mejor. Cuídense.
Opportunity to just train at home a lot with his dad. They have a gym at home, and it took a lot of things back to the roots, you know, when he began. And he felt like this fight was going to be really good, and he felt a lot more comfortable in his style. So, you know, he's starting off like really good, very composed, you know, so it's already starting to seem that way.
Meraz, the southpaw, very orthodox fighter, landing punches there with Meza against the ropes. Lands 2 punches, lands 1 to the body.
And Meraz trying to keep him on the ropes.
Looks like Meraz is trying to push him out of the ring.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing?
You can already tell Meraz is a very awkward guy. Not only is a southpaw, fighting a southpaw is already a weird thing, but it's extremely awkward. That's another layer to add to it.
Yeah. It'll be an interesting fight.
Meza, though, is the aggressor so far in this round.
Yeah, he's making it a street fight almost.
Meraz lands a punch there. Went a little bit behind the head. Roberto Meza, the Ram, coming forward now with his offense.
He placed a really good body punch on the ropes just now.
Meraz, though, not wanting to back down, immediately pushes Meza to the ropes. It's a good pace being set forth by Javier Meraz here. I'm not sure if Roberto Meza was expecting this type of pressure from this type of opponent, but certainly he is bringing it right now.
Yeah, Marcos, that's the thing early on in a fighter's career is you're often going to get guys like this thrown at you. You know what I mean? Like loopy punches, awkward style. And awkwardly enough, here in Tijuana, the crowd behind him, you know?
Yeah, Meraz doing some great work here on the inside. Roberto Meza countering to the body, but Meraz very busy in there. I think he got the better of that exchange. And honestly, overall, I think he won the round.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it was ugly, you know, but he was definitely more active and I think a little bit more effective than Roberto was this round. So I would give the edge to Meraz as well.
Chris, looking at this fight as we take a look at a replay here at some of the action that happened in that first round, Meza, I gotta say, from the looks of things, needs to make an adjustment. Needs to make an adjustment because he cannot fight the way he's fighting right now because Meraz is gonna steal these rounds from him.
Well, Marcos, what Meraz just did, to me, that's nervous energy going into that first round. So class is gonna tell after the second and third round. And once that happens, Roberto Meza is gonna take over from the looks of his composure, the way he throws his shots, as opposed to Meraz, who throws those looping, quirky shots. You know, those aren't effective in a long-lasting fight.
Could be very true. This fight's scheduled for 6 rounds. We're now in the second. Meraz continuing to push forward, making it a bit of a wrestling match, attempting to rough up Roberto Meza. That's a 2 break here. Meza now. And Meraz, look at him. He's coming here to fight. Anytime Roberto Meza attempts to do any sort of offense, Meraz just blitzes him, just goes right at him. Breaks his rhythm.
And here Meza, all he has to do is just keep his composure, keep throwing shots how he knows how, and that nervous energy from Meraz is gonna go away soon.
Meraz is like, I need this win. I want this win. I don't know if anybody's won from my corner today, so I'm gonna be the first.
Meza now having success backing over Meraz, but Meraz turning it around now, turning this into a street fight. Both fighters exchanging punches now. Meraz roughing up Meza. Roberto now coming forward. 3-punch combination and down goes Meraz. Let's see if Roberto Meza closes the show here. Meraz smartly tying up, wanting to give himself a little bit more time. As both fighters doing work on the inside. Good uppercut there by Meza. Meraz responds with a punch of his own, but he dips his head in there every time Meza throws a punch at him. He needs to be careful getting caught with an uppercut.
Yeah, and Meraz is making it ugly, pretty much all he can do to Meza right now.
Good body shot by Meza.
Meraz now just throwing caution to the wind, swinging haymakers and just dipping in and clinching. Meza now, 1-2 there. Obliging Meraz. Meraz still swinging for the fences.
And that's what Meza doesn't want to do, is fall into the game of Meraz. That's what Meraz wants. He wants this brawl. But Meza needs to stay composed. Be the boxer in there. You're a professional boxer.
Good. As we come to the end of round number 2, the crowd here on their feet, acknowledging the action so far as we go to the replay here of the knockdown that was set up by the strong punches of Roberto Meza. When you get hit that clean with that type of power, regardless of what kind of chin you got, the technique's there, you're gonna go down eventually.
Yeah, slipping it in while the other guy's punching, that makes it even worse because, you know, he's already exhausted energy. To get hit with a punch in the body while you're doing that, you're not gonna be able to take it.
It's been an entertaining affair so far over 2 rounds, with Javier Meraz bringing the fight, wanting to rough up Roberto Meza, turn it into a dogfight. Though with that knockdown, he is down in the fight. Meza scoring a 10-8 round in round number 2. So we get now round number 3. Let's see if Meraz is gonna have that same ferocity and energy that he had in the last 2 rounds.
Most likely not, Marcos. Like I said in the first round, that's a lot of nervous energy, and it dies down quick. You know, and Meza doing the right thing, just keeping his composure, stepping forward, using his jab, and throwing to the body. That's what he needs to keep doing in this fight.
Big hook there. That lands for Roberto Meza. Backing up Meraz. And Meraz swinging. He's like a wild man in there. Touching him up. Hitting any place he can in there. He wants to make this fight ugly. Wild shots again to the body from Meraz. Not sure if Meza was expecting this type of fight. Though he's in a fight, that's for sure, as Meraz has turned it into a very aggressive fight between the two. Meza now, double uppercuts, hits the body, follows it up to the upper, and now down to the body again as Meraz holds on. Very strong punches from Roberto Meza.
And there goes that quirky style again of Meraz. It's getting to Meza, it's getting to him. It's frustrating when a fighter doesn't comport himself like a true professional boxer. It's awkward.
Now, there's nothing typical or orthodox about Meraz. Meraz is just in there, there's a fight, and he wants to know. He wants to let Meza know that he's in a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm gonna give you all I got, dude.
That was a flying hook right there. He's got to be careful he doesn't hit the referee.
And there's a reason why Meraz is a crowd favorite, man. He comes in and he puts on a great show like this every single time.
And Meraz now finally showing signs of fatigue, breathing hard. Meza staying composed, picking his shots. Though whenever he does try to land any sort of combination, Meraz wisely is able to clinch and turn Meza and get him against the ropes. And down goes Meraz again via a body shot. Out goes the mouthpiece.
Meraz taking all the time he can get.
The crowd on their feet here. The end could be near for Javier Meraz. Let's see what kind of work Roberto Meza can't do as Meraz comes back now from the knockdown. Meza doing a great job of slipping all those punches as we come to the end of round number 3. What a round! The fans here at the Salon Mezzanine on their feet. As we take a look at the second knockdown of the fight, another body shot. And like I mentioned, Meraz is breathing hard. That's a red flag for any fighter. Your opponent's breathing hard, target the body, they're gonna go down.
Yeah, absolutely. Meza doing the right thing, placing this shot perfectly in the sternum of Meraz. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better shot landed to put your opponent down with a body shot.
Kevin, you're familiar with Roberto Meza. Is he fighting the way you typically see him fight? Or is the awkwardness of Meraz really having an effect on how he's fighting?
No, I would say this is definitely a typical Roberto Meza's fight. He normally starts off a little slow, but I've seen him against awkward guys just like this guy tonight, and he usually comes out just the way he's coming out now. The third, fourth round, he picks it up, and he usually gets the stoppage. So that's actually what I'm looking for tonight.
Meza up big on the judges' scorecards, scoring 2 knockdowns in round number 2 and round number 3, both being set up by body shots as he lands a lead straight right there. Meraz, though, you got to give it to him. Every time a punch lands on him, he turns it around and turns it ugly. Great work being done there by Meza. Uppercuts to the chin and body of Meraz.
Yeah,
Meza, though, needs to be careful. He needs to be careful, though, Chris.
Yes, absolutely. First, paramount, be careful. But to punch in between the shots like he just did right now, he has to punch in between those wild shots.
The crowd now chanting behind Roberto Meza, the Ram. As he's been ramming shots to the body of Meraz all night long. Has Meraz against the ropes. Meraz, though, and he does this every time he gets a shot landed on him, pushes Meza back, lands a good three-punch combination there. Working the body again, trying to rough up Meza.
Meraz is going, man. He's giving his crowd just as much excitement as Meza is, to be honest.
Meraz now backing down a little bit after those punches. Very awkward style from Meraz. And it's hard to keep a guy off of you that keeps coming. You throw your best punch and the dude keeps coming.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's also smothering his shots by the way he digs his head into his chest. Look at him.
Every time that Meza tries to get a rhythm, Meraz is wise to go and clinch or smother punches to take that rhythm away from him. Though Meza getting in a bit of rhythm against the ropes, landing punches to the body, double hooks there. Meraz landing double hooks of his own. Needs to be careful not to get caught with a counter from Meza as he's covering up wisely and picking off with counters the shots that Meraz is throwing at him. As the crowd now cheering an acknowledgement of Javier Meraz.
Yeah, Meraz is not just fighting against Meza, he's definitely fighting against his crowd tonight.
Great action here at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Mexico. Javier Meraz, do not be deceived by his record. He is giving Roberto Meza a fight, as both here are fighting in a food booth as we come to the end of round number 4.
And Marcos, I'd like to classify Javier Meraz as a fighter to watch. Definitely not the most talented, but you're gonna get your money's worth, and he's definitely a fighter to watch.
No, don't be deceived by that 6-10-1 record that Javier Meraz has. He comes to bring it, and he's certainly giving Meza a lot of work in there. As we take a look now at this replay here. So far, though, it seems that Meza is handling the awkwardness of the fight well, but Meraz is slowing down. His punches are becoming extremely loopy. He needs to be careful at this point as we get into the final 2 rounds of this fight, not to get caught with anything big.
Yeah, I think Meza just needs to really just continue to counter, work on his countering more, and just make sure that he blocks anything that he tries to throw when he's in the middle.
Well, Marcos, you said that his Meraz shots
straight right hand by Meza.
Meraz looks
Hurt
hurt.
Meraz really bad. Hurt
Meza
Meraz
going
really
for the
bad.
kill now. Here comes Meraz right back.
That's what you think he's done
here. Best in boxing. Crowd on their feet. As Meraz slips and he comes forward now to Meza, bringing on the pressure.
This is a great back and forth fight, man. Awesome.
It's fun of the night so far here in Tijuana, Mexico. And down goes Meraz for the 3rd time in the fight. Is he gonna make it? Is he gonna get up? Meraz beats the count. The crowd is on their feet. Meza smiling in acknowledgement. The referee calling time, having to put the mouthpiece back in Javier Meraz's fight. The crowd now cheering. Let's see what he's made of. Let's see what happens here now.
And Meraz did it twice already without getting a warning from the ref. He spit out the mouthpiece when he got hit with the body shot. He's buying himself time.
He does not like those body shots. Those body shots have been the shots that have caused him to go down. But there's no quit in Meraz. As Meza now, this could be it. 4th knockdown of the fight. Mouthpiece out once again.
And once again, not even a warning from the ref.
Surprised that a point has not been taken away from him. Meraz now on the attack. Been knocked down 4 times, but there's no quit in him. Banging to the body of Roberto Meza. Both exchanging now. Fighting on the inside.
And Meza simply needs to just go back to the body. What's paying dividends in this fight are those body shots. Nothing is hurting him to the head. Meraz.
Here comes Meza. Loading up on his punches, digging to the body again. Meza now with all the confidence in the world, picking his shots, throwing lateral movements in there. But you look at the eyes of Meraz and there's no quit in there. He's not backing down whatsoever. You don't see a fighter that looks beat. There's still fire in there. Oh, down goes Meraz again for the 5th time in the fight. And it's all over. It's all over. The fight is done. Roberto Meza knocking down Javier Meraz 5 times in the fight and finally gets the KO win. The crowd not too happy with it, but I was just about to say, getting knocked down even 3 times in the fight, 4 times in the fight, it's about time the corner would start thinking to throw the towel in the fight.
They have to think of the safety of their fighter.
So we take a look at the last knockdown of the fight. What hard on this kid, Javier Meraz? No quit in him.
No, Meraz, he showed this experience that I talked about earlier, and I think he showed it in his durability. He stayed in there. He said, look, man, I'm going to fight until I can't fight anymore, and that's exactly what he did tonight. It was an awesome show.
Man, that was the fight of the night. The crowd here in attendance certainly showing their appreciation for the type of fight that Javier Meraz showed here. And Chris, like you mentioned, very surprising that no points were taken away. Yeah, I understand he was knocked down. He's already down on points, but
not even a warning.
Not even a warning.
Not even a warning.
It happened 3 times. And to that point, it should be a point deduction and maybe even a warning for a disqualification.
Yeah, absolutely, Marcos.
As we go ahead and take it now to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores, to make the fight official.
Damas y caballeros, tenemos el tiempo oficial de 2 minutos 44 segundos en el round número 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the official time of 2 minutes 44 seconds in round number 5. Declaring your winner by the way of technical knockout. Su ganador por la vía del knockout técnico. San Diego, California, USA. Roberto the Ram Meza.
In a hell of a fight here at Tijuana, Mexico. Earning that paycheck here tonight.
Y también fuerte reconocimiento para su rival de Agua Prieta.
You got to give it up to Javier Meraz. The crowd showing him love. Both fighters put on a hell of a fight. What a warrior he is. He was outgunned technically by a far more superior athlete, and he gave him more than a handful in this fight.
Yeah, it was an awesome, once again, it's an awesome show. Roberto Meza, that's why he's a fan favorite, because he just fights like that every single fight, and just as much as his opponent gives, he's going to give. So I'm actually excited, but the Meraz, man, he took me by surprise, bro. I don't think anybody expected that type of fight from him, so that was really a great outing for both of them.
And those of us, or those of you guys that are watching us right now on Fight Hub, in the comment section showing a lot of love to Javier Meraz. A lot of people commenting, he's not human! How is he getting up from those punches? Man, what a hell of a fight, my voice.
He did awesome.
Giving out just a little bit from me screaming in excitement from the action that we were seeing back and forth. As we now move on to the next fight of the night. Chris, I know you wanted to say something.
No, absolutely, Marcos. I was just simply agreeing with you. Javier Meraz deserves tons of props for the fight that he just put on. And once again, I put him under that category, fighters to watch, on my list.
You know what? He reminded me of a jacked up version of Jose Leal that we've seen here in Best in Boxing.
Oh, yes, absolutely. A much better.
A much better, much stronger Jose Leal.
Yeah.
But Jose Leal is a funny dude and certainly a guy you'll want to watch. He's a crowd favorite over here in Tijuana, Mexico. Doesn't have the best record, but every time we see him on our bout sheets, we know it's going to be an entertaining fight.
Absolutely. You know you're in for a show. But now we have two, Jose Leal and Javier Meraz. Boom.
Thank you guys for watching us over here at Fight Up TV, as we are just a few fights away from the main event, showing Dewayne Beamon versus Angel Ramos. We had a change in plans. The fight now will be streamed here on Fight Hub. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching, and spread the word as well. Live fights happening right now on Fight Hub from Tijuana, Mexico. Dewayne Beamon taking on Angel Ramos in the main event. Live and for your viewing pleasure here on Fight Up TV. As we come now to the 9th fight of the night. That man right there with his hands up. Jorge Valenzuela from Tepec, Nayarit, Mexico. Sporting a record of 6-1. Ready to battle. Up against his opponent, someone that is very familiar to the Best in Boxing audience, Armando Tovar from San Diego, California. As we see here, coming down from the ramp, ready to get in the ring, ready to rumble.
Yeah, another fight out of the House of Boxing gym where we just saw Diamond Torres fight from. I think you know, we gotta expect good things from him. You know, I had the opportunity to talk to Armando too. He said, look, man, I box all training camp. I want to be smart. You know, I want to outbox him, and then I want to take his heart from him. So that's what I'm expecting to see from Armando tonight.
Well, they got a big task ahead of them. After what happened in that last fight, they're gonna have to put some work in there if they want to steal the show.
No question.
From the fight that Meza and Meraz had earlier in there. Let's go ahead and take it up to Pablo Flores to get this fight started.
Damas y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions y BIP, The Best in Boxing, presenta este encuentro pactado a 6 rounds en la división de peso super ligero. 6 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout in ringside. Sus 3 jueces, Antonio Villegas, Carlos Flores y el internacional Alejandro Rochín. And when the bell rings, your 3rd man, el tercero en la superficie, Profesor Fernando Renteria. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing blue and white. His official weight 140 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo azul con blanco, con un peso de 140 libras. As a professional, he stands with a record of 6 wins against 1 loss, and 4 of those wins coming by the fast way of knockout. Cuenta con un récord de 6 victorias, 1 derrota, y 4 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. De Tepic, Nayarit, Jorge Valenzuela. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner, wearing blue and silver. His official weight 140 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo color azul con plata, con un peso idéntico de 140 libras. As a professional, he stands with 8 wins against 1 loss, and 6 of those wins coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord de 6 victorias, 1 derrota, y 6 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. House of Boxing, San Diego, California, USA. Armando Tovar.
Ok, pelea limpia. Cuidado con los cabezazos. No golpes en la nuca, no golpes en la espalda, bajo el cinturón. Se cuidan en todo momento, hacen caso a mis indicaciones. Chocamos los guantes, suerte, gane el mejor. Cuídense.
We go round number 1 in a super lightweight attraction. 6 rounds. Armando Tovar in the blue trunks with silver trim going up against his opponent with a 6-1 record, Jorge Valenzuela, with the blue shorts with the white trim. Tovar being no stranger to those in the San Diego area, fighting out of the House of Boxing. As Kevin Otley mentioned earlier today, very familiar with him and the type of work that he's been putting in there in the gym. Tovar coming forward. Flashing that jab, following it up with an overhand.
Tovar's coming out strong. He's coming out strong. He's looking good. He's putting power behind his punches, and he's picking them. You know, there's nothing more you can ask for an early start. So hopefully he keeps that up. You know, but of course, Venezuela, he has, other plans for him. So just we'll see.
And Tovar is a very come-forward type guy. He likes to come forward, he likes to pressure, throw a lot of punches, be up in the grill of his opponents.
Yeah, and so far Valenzuela seems to be counter-punching pretty well.
As Valenzuela lands a counter punch right there, counter hook. Bit awkward he is. Oh, and down goes Tovar! Tovar, shocked, looking at the referee.
Yeah, he caught him with a punch, but he really stumbled on his footing, you know, so.
Yeah, I also believe they crossed paths there with their feet, and a punch put him down, so you can't really say much.
Valenzuela now with the momentum going his way. Let's see if he can continue with it, or if this causes a sense of urgency for Tovar, and he ramps up the pressure. Certainly not the start that Tovar was looking for.
No. I know that knockdown was not in his
nightmare scenario in the first round.
Pretty much. We still got 6 rounds to go, or 5 rounds to go, so, you know, he has time,
but you just gave your opponent a lot of confidence and a 2-point round in the first round.
Tovar now digging these punches. Valenzuela doing a good job with his defense. Tovar trying to punch over that jab. Now banging away to the body.
Yeah, Tovar just needs to dig himself out of this hole. He's doing the right thing right now, just pressuring, and that counter punching is not going to be as effective later on in the fight if he keeps up that pressure.
Big round 1 for Jorge Valenzuela, coming in here as the underdog in this fight, really, against Armando Tovar, who had a lot more attention, a lot more tape on him. If you're in the corner of Tovar, Kevin, what do you tell him?
Yeah, if I'm in the corner of Tovar, I'm like, look, just calm down, it's okay. We got 5 more rounds to go, because you don't want him to get too tense about that knockdown. A lot of fighters get that knockdown in their mind, and they just throw off their whole plan. So I'll just let him calm down and say, go back to your game plan. What you were doing in the beginning was working. You know, just keep staying poised, and, you know, just I would say start targeting the body now, you know, to get the other guy to slow down, so yeah.
Switching to the blue corner now, Chris. If you're the trainer of Jorge Valenzuela, what do you tell him to do in this round number 2?
Simply keep this distance, keeps his distance, because Tovar is coming. Tovar is coming just forward. He's moving his head, throwing that jab, and try to counter as much as possible. And like I said, keep your distance. That should be his game plan, because Tovar is coming at him.
Round number 2. Valenzuela with the knockdown in round 1, getting a 10-8 round. Tovar now needing to dig himself out of this hole that he's in. Let's see what he comes up with in this round 2.
You know, and that first round was relatively even up until that knockdown, so you got to give it to the person that scored the knockdown.
Good right hand there by Valenzuela.
Very
Sneaky right hand as well.
Very sneaky.
Fairly evenly matched fight at this point.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, you know, Venezuela, I think he's, you know, doing just as much to win, you know, in this fight. So,
though when Tovar does land punches, you hear him from here, from ringside, just the thudding blows. He's taking all his weight into him.
Yeah, you may not be able to tell right now, but I mean, in rounds 4, 5, and 6, those body shots are going to tell, you know?
Tovar banging to the body. Valenzuela trying to counter. Flashing that jab, Tovar is. Let's see if he's able to build any offense off of the jab. Valenzuela.
And
From
there
the
goes
back
Tovar
Nairi,
again,
yeah.
putting money in the bank, man. Just keep throwing to that body. Keep throwing to that body.
Good little combination
missed.
there, just missing from Tovar. Though that's something that he is going to want to do a lot more in this fight, hiding those power shots with the jab.
see Tovar trying to target that body a lot more.
As he digs in a two-punch combination there. Swings and misses, and it gets countered. Peppered a little bit by Valenzuela, but there wasn't much behind those punches. The power puncher in this fight is the bigger Tovar. He lands 2 punches there, flush.
Flush.
Valenzuela, though, taking it well, though. He was stunned a bit. Good little uppercut there by him.
And this is how you dig yourself out of the hole, Marcos. He's moving forward, he's dipping his head, he's landing shots, body and head. Nothing more you can ask of Tovar right now if you're his corner.
Yeah, Tovar's, he's slowly but surely taking back control of this fight.
Good straight there, too.
Tell you what, these guys are throwing bombs, both of them. You know, they throw them with like all they can, you know, so this is exactly what fans want to see.
We come to the last seconds of round number 2. Tovar, Valenzuela doing work on the inside. It's a good round for Tovar.
Yeah.
Digging his way out of that round 1 deficit.
Yeah, I agree. You know, it's like I said, slowly but surely, you know, he worked his way back.
We take a look at a replay in the action here. Body shots from Tovar. Like you mentioned, Chris, at some point, those are going to pay dividends to him in this fight.
Yeah, you can start to see it right there in the second round. I know it's early in the fight, but Valenzuela was starting to get tagged with not only shots to the body, but he started getting hit to the head as well. So that's what that does when you're throwing to the body. You throw hard shots to the body, you land them, you bring the guy's guard down, boom, and you start picking it up to the head. And that's what Tovar was doing in that round.
So we get round number 3. Armando Tovar looking to get himself out of his deficit, suffering a knockdown in round number 1, having a good round number 2. Attempting now to put more rounds in the bank against a game Jorge Valenzuela. Tovar continues to come forward, trying to land power punches, digging to the body there.
And Valenzuela taking the advice that I would give him is to just keep boxing, keep moving his legs, keep popping that jab. He doesn't want to stand there in front of Tovar. He's going to get eaten up.
Very high work rate and pace from Tovar. Tovar also breathing heavy as well.
Yes, he is, Marcos, but he's the one going forward. It's a lot easier to go forward than it is to go back in this sport. You know, so the one putting in more work is Valenzuela. Keep backing up, keep backing
Stunning
up.
shots to the body right there by Tovar. Tovar doing a good job now of dictating the pace of
Very
the fight
much so.
and imposing himself on Valenzuela.
One punch at a time. Nice
Double body shots
shot
right there.
Yeah, you're right, Kevin. He needs to put them together a little bit more. He is throwing just one shot at a time.
Valenzuela's getting tired. Yeah, he's getting tired. He doesn't have as much ferocity as he did in the first 2 rounds. You know,
Yeah, Kevin, because like I said, in my opinion, he's going back, and it takes a lot more to backpedal than it does to just move forward.
Right.
Dipping your head, you know.
Tovar continuing his body shot assault.
And taking those body shots doesn't help Valenzuela's
No, not at
cause.
all. Valenzuela, boxing move type of guy right now. Trying to avoid the body shots of Tovar, but Tovar is just on him. I think it's a very good idea for Valenzuela to stay here in close quarters for very long.
I agree.
You know what? I don't think he has much of an option. Tovar is just making him fight.
Tovar with a good amount of fans here cheering him on, wanting to give him a knockout win over here. Wanting to do the House of proud as well. A lot of hard-working fighters coming out of that gym. We come down to the end of round number 3.
Yeah, I think he's doing an amazing job. Like, you know, coming out of that deficit in the first round, you know, now going into the 4th round, I think that he just evened up the score, quite honestly. So, looks good.
It could be conceivably an even fight on the cards right now
Yeah.
because of that knockdown that happened in the first round. So still some work to be done from Tovar. The fight could be in the balance in this upcoming round.
Yeah.
You take a look at some of the action from round number 3. We now begin round number 4. Armando Tovar in the blue with silver trim going up against Jorge Valenzuela. The blue shorts with white trim. Tovar knocked down in the first round, though, rallying in rounds 2 and 3 to make it even on the judges' scorecard, so we believe. Fight could be on the balance right here in this round number 4. Valenzuela slips in a sneaky uppercut just moments ago.
And Valenzuela started the round with what his corner probably told him is to box, you know, but there's only so long he can keep it up for and keep Tovar off him. That relentless pressure of Tovar.
Another sneaky uppercut from Valenzuela, but Tovar just keeps coming. Big overhand right.
And I just saw something, Marcos. Tovar throws, lands, and moves. He doesn't sit there for his counter, for Valenzuela's counter. I just saw an overhand right, dipped under. A little bit earlier, he threw a left hook and dipped under as well. So he's defensively conscious as he's mounting his offense.
Two exchanging now, Valenzuela trying to mount some offense, but Tovar just turns him around, keeps him in that corner. Just bangs away to the body. I know we've mentioned before, but Tovar having a style very similar to guys like Brandon Rios, puncher-type fighters, volume-type punchers. So he lands a clean uppercut there. Valenzuela taking it well.
I would agree with the pressure and the amount of punches, but he really is defensively sound, man. He keeps dipping and avoiding shots. You know, I'm trying to find a comparison right now.
Well, he is his own man, has his own style.
Man, you know, Tovar
Defensively proficient.
definitely, I think, you know, those body punches, man, you know, he may not get too many in, but the ones that he does get in are very effective. And, you know, I think we can see it on Venezuela's face.
As Tovar just grinding away. Chipping away at that tree that is Valenzuela. Trying to overwhelm him with body shots and
that
pressure.
body shot, man. There it goes again. That left hook to the body.
Valenzuela slowing down significantly. Punches are getting loopier, slower. This is a relentless pace that Tovar is imposing on Valenzuela. Round number 4 is in the books now. Tovar, I think it's safe to say he's dug himself out of that hole.
Yeah, absolutely. The last 3 rounds, I give him to Tovar. You know, he's digging himself out of the hole, like you mentioned, throwing to the body, being very technically sound, offensively and defensively. He's doing a very good job.
Round number 5, Armando Tovar, Jorge Valenzuela. This is the Best in Boxing on Fight Up TV. I'm Marcos Villegas, calling the fights here ringside with my co-hosts, professional fighters Chris Martin and Kevin Otley. Thank you for tuning in to us. We should appreciate your support on the channel over the years, and this is our way of rewarding you. Free fights here on Friday night.
And Valenzuela starts out every round doing what his corner asks, throwing a jab, well balanced. But let's see if Tovar can do it again in this round and just pressuring him, making him fold over.
Like I mentioned, Tovar slowly just chipping away at the tree that is Valenzuela. Oh, low blow there. Tovar throwing a punch right after. The referee now is going to give Valenzuela time to recover. I believe he has up to 5 minutes if he chooses to.
And I still haven't seen anybody ever take those 5 minutes, Marcos. But he did get hit under the belt.
Well, it looks like his cup got moved up considerably if you look at his shorts. That or he's either really happy to see Tovar.
Oh, wow.
And a point is deducted now by Tovar. This is a game changer in this fight now.
Ah, man, that's definitely some hometown cooking right there, because there wasn't even a warning. It wasn't intentional. That's a little upsetting there.
Got to see now if Tovar is going to ramp it up and start fighting with more urgency now. Right when he digs himself out of the deficit because of the knockdown that happened in the first round, this happens to him, and now seemingly the fight could be a draw, could be tied up now.
Yeah, well, we still got to see how Venezuela, how he's going to actually recover too. You know, not from the low blow, but just from being down those last couple of rounds, you know, because he still hasn't shown as much. So even though that happened to Tovar, he still could come out with the victory, you know. So, and he's still coming on strong this round.
Some drama there.
Yeah.
Cooking, already perhaps foreshadowing things that could happen if this fight does go the distance.
Yeah, I mean, it could potentially be a rematch. It's definitely a rematchable type of fight the way it is already.
You know what, Marcos? And it hasn't really discouraged Tovar. He just keeps marching forward, landing the same type of shots he did in rounds 2 and 3. And, you know, we'll see if Valenzuela can handle him.
Tovar has an amazing work rate. Just throwing punches after punches.
You know, well, Tovar, he's also had the opportunity to spar with a lot of great guys. One of them, a household name down in San Diego, being the relentless one,
Antonio Orozco.
Antonio Orozco. And, of course, yours truly, Kevin K.O. Otley.
Got to get that plug in there, Kevin.
Oh, you know.
You know. Both fighters working on the inside. Tovar landing a wide hook there as we come to the last 10 seconds of this round. Tovar getting a point deducted for a low blow in controversial fashion. No warning. It didn't look like it was on purpose. Usually when something like that happens, you do get a hard warning.
Yeah,
But the referee just went ahead and took the point.
He should have got a stern warning for an accidental low blow. But he took a point. It's something I haven't seen, you know.
Presenta el round número 6. El último round, this is round number 6. Your final round.
And here we go. The final round, Armando Tovar going up against Jorge Valenzuela. And excuse me, the wrong card was given out. Tovar getting a point deducted. It is round 6, as I'm hearing from the truck. Chris, man, you trying to throw me off here, homie?
Just trying to see if you're on your toes, Marcos.
Yeah, keeping me on my toes. It's Armando Tovar now coming forward.
You know, and he feels the urgency. That's why he's trucking forward a little bit more than he was in the first couple rounds, throwing harder shots.
Yeah, both fighters are going to have to make or break in this round.
Yeah, you know, they both got to go for broke in this round, I feel. I feel like this round could make the fight go either way, like, seriously.
Aside from the first round, I don't think Valenzuela won a round yet. And even in that first round, he might have been losing.
Both fighters here now.
Armando really needs to really fight his way out of this. He needs this round big. He needs his round big.
It's just landing big power punches to Valenzuela. Though Tovar finally now showing some fatigue, landing a series of uppercuts there. Valenzuela able to fight extremely well, surprisingly, off the back foot and in close quarters. Two-punch combination there by Tovar, followed up by an uppercut. Great inside fighting throughout these 6 rounds here from the Salon Mezzanine. Tovar looking
pushing forward. Armando's pushing forward
for that one punch that could change the fight. Lands an uppercut, follows it up with 2 punches of the body. Gets clipped with the 1-2 though.
Nice left uppercut by Tovar.
And that's how he responds.
You know, at the end of the day, Venezuela's stuck in there, man. You know, he took a couple punishing rounds, but he stayed in there. So we gotta give him a lot of credit as well.
Yeah, he needs to come up with something big. He could potentially get a draw here if he doesn't have a clear and dominant round as we come down to the last 10 seconds of this round number 6. Tovar, Valenzuela going to war here over the course of 6 rounds.
Great fight. Awesome fight.
And now the fate of this fight lies in the judges' hands. And they always say never let a fight go to the judges.
This is true.
Don't leave your fate to the judges.
This is true.
Sometimes hard to do that, but
yeah,
it's always that worry, knowing that
No, Marcos,
how
always
the point deduction, the knockdown could play a factor.
always hard to do that. But in the round where they took a point from Tovar, he was winning the round. So just simply a point being taken doesn't mean that Valenzuela won the round. It might have just been an even round.
Could have been a 9-9 round.
Yeah. So depending on the judge, hopefully, you know, to avoid any mistakes, especially the mistake made by the ref where there was no warning, he just went out there and took a point from Tovar for an accidental low blow. In my opinion, and I think Kevin as well, it was an accidental low blow.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a total accidental. I don't think the judge should have took away a point on that at all.
So hopefully we get a just decision for Mr. Tovar this evening, who I think won the fight.
Armando definitely showed more. He showed a lot more in this fight. He showed, you know, coming off the canvas in the first round, bouncing back. You know, he fought like a dog. You know, I'm just concerned about that. You know, the 10-8 round in the beginning, and I'm a little concerned about, you know, the point deduction. That's the only thing. I mean, if it weren't for those things, he would have won hands down every round.
So we await here the judge's decision at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Mexico. It seems that it has been rendered. Let's go ahead and toss it up to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores, to see who wins this fight.
Damas y caballeros, fuerte el aplauso para ambos peleadores. Para Tovar y para Valenzuela, a big round of applause for these two warriors tonight. And after 6 rounds of boxing, we have the judges' scorecards. Después de 6 rounds de combate, tenemos las tarjetas de los jueces. Los 3 jueces, Antonio Villegas, Alejandro Rochín y Carlos Flores, coinciden en tarjetas 57-55. All 3 judges have the same scores of 57-55. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su ganador por la vía de la decisión unánime. House of Boxing, San Diego, California. Armando Tovar. Y también fuerte reconocimiento para su rival, para Jorge Valenzuela de Tepic, Nayarit.
Chris, you had no doubt. You had no doubt, Chris, but it could have been a tense moment there. Those two point deductions,
you know what?
The point deduction and then the knockdown.
Marcos, I simply had faith in the fact that these judges were doing their jobs correctly, you know, and luckily for Tovar that, yeah, I was right. You know, they scored the fight correctly, how it should have been. That round where they took the point away, that was an even round. So Mr. Tovar here gets his just due, gets the victory.
Damas y caballeros, queremos invitar el próximo viernes 27 de abril.
You fans watching us right now on the live stream over at Fight Hub, split. Half of you guys feel that Tovar won the fight and justice was done right by him getting the decision, but some of you also thinking that Valenzuela should have won the fight. So it seems the people watching us over here at Fight Hub, they're split.
You know what? Sometimes you see a fight differently on TV. Marcos, we're right here under the action. We're able to see the punches. We're able to hear the punches, the thudding blows, the nasty body shots that Armando Tovar was able to land on Valenzuela. So in my opinion, Tovar did the better work tonight. He deserves a victory.
Big round of applause for Kenny Enriquez, WBC flyweight champion. Sandra Robles. She's ranked. She's one of the top fighters right now in the game. And Oscar Negrete, the former world title contender. Fuerte el aplauso para ellos. Muchísimas gracias por acompañarnos en esta noche. Y los vamos a despedir como se merecen para Kenny Enríquez, Sandra Robles y Oscar Negrete.
And the train keeps on rolling, folks, as we come now to the 10th fight of the night, the co-main event. Coming up now. We thank you for tuning in to us over here at Fight Hub. We know it's late, and we appreciate you spending your Friday night here with us. As we're just one fight away now from the main event taking place here in Tijuana. Dewayne Beamon, 13-0, undefeated super flyweight prospect on the rise, taking on Angel Ramos with a 21-1 record. But before we get to that, we have Mario Guero Ramirez scheduled to take on Jorge Luis Babuca. A 5-24-2, but like we've mentioned before, records can be deceiving, and these opponents can be a heck of a lot tougher.
Damas y caballeros, este es el combate coestelar de esta noche. Pactado 6 rounds en la categoría de peso super pluma. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your co-feature bout of the evening. Set for 6 rounds of boxing in the super featherweight division. Your 3 judges scoring this bout. Sus 3 jueces, Carlos Flores, Antonio Villegas y el internacional Alejandro Rochín. And when the bell rings, your third man, el tercero en superficie, el profesor Fernando Rentería. Introducing the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with black. His official weight, 130 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo azul con negro, con un peso de 130 libras. Cuenta con 31 combates profesionales, standing with 31 professional bouts. From Nacosari, Sonora, México. Jorge Luis Babuca. And his opponent across the ring standing in the red corner wearing black and gold. His official weight 130 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja vistiendo pantaloncillo negro con oro con un peso de 130 libras. As a professional, he stands with a record of 9 victories against 1 lone defeat, and 3 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Cuenta con un récord profesional casi perfecto de 9 victorias, 1 derrota y 3 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. Puritito, Camalú, Ensenada, Baja California. Mario, el Güero, Ramirez.
Bueno, listos, indicaciones. No cabezazos, no golpes en la nuca, no golpes en la espalda y bajo el cinturón. Se cuiden en todo momento, choquen los guantes, suerte, gane el mejor. Vámonos.
Here we go, Fight Hub. Co-main event of the evening. Mario Güero Ramirez from Camalú, Baja California. You heard the horns. Looks like he has a bus full of people here, bus full of fans.
From
Going up
Camalú.
against, Camalú power. Going up against Jorge Luis Babuca. It's a tongue twister there. Jeez, look at the size difference between these two guys.
Yeah, you know, but hey, definitely don't underestimate Mario. He's here for a reason.
Hey, I just had to keep it 100. That's the first thing I noticed. 31 fights Jorge Luis Babuca has compared to only 10 fights
Yeah, he looks
in
like he's
Mario
been
Güero Ramirez's career.
Babuca looks like he's been in a number of street fights as well, man.
Yeah, his face is
some-
all cut up, his body's all cut up.
Yeah, man.
Looks like he got a
some pretty gnarly
knife
scars.
mark there on his body.
Yeah, man.
He's had a hard life for sure.
Yeah, living that hard life, huh? Mario Ramirez, the black shorts with gold trim. Babuca, turquoise shorts with black trim. Looks like that body shot hurt him, actually.
Yeah,
Kind of folded a bit.
yeah.
Beautiful
Very
double jab
fast.
straight combination there by Ramirez. His name's Guero, which in Spanish, slang for light skin, white guy. And he is showing that jab. Ooh, big swing and a miss there by Babuca.
And Babuca not really showing much besides those wild shots.
Yeah, he just ate a 5-punch combination there.
Yeah, he's so speedy.
Maybe a good chin.
You know, I've seen a lot of improvements here from Mario Güero Ramirez. Ramirez has been featured here in the Best in Boxing. And from the last time we saw him on the telecast to now, a lot of improvements, man. He looks much more complete, much more crisp than the last outing.
Oh, like,
Two-year pro is Mario Güero Ramirez, turning pro at the young age of 17, and you are allowed to do that here in Mexico. I know, Kevin, in the States, you have to be 18, right, to turn pro?
yeah, you got to be at least 18 to turn pro. You know, it's when you're considered an adult. They allow you to
Not
do
in
that.
Mexico.
No, no.
They throw
I
you
mean,
right
what,
in there.
Canelo started at what?
15.
15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's another one.
Good output from Ramirez so far in this first round.
Yeah, he's bouncing. He looks like Muhammad Ali out there, man. He just moves, sticking and moving. You know what I mean?
He got a good opponent to make him go ahead and do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think of the first round, Chris?
Well, Babuca didn't really show much, and just kind of like a little spectacle for Ramirez. You know, he was able to get his shots off. Very good outside fighter. See what he can do in the next couple of rounds, you know, because Babuca's not really showing much. He needs to go ahead and take him out.
We take a look at some action from round number 1. Mario Guero Ramirez in complete control in that opening round. Looking now to build on that momentum in this round number 2. Ramirez, good long jab that he has. Doing a good job of throwing it out there.
Yeah, Marcos, and I mentioned he's a very good outside fighter. And simply Babuca is just trying to come in.
Ooh, and gets caught right there with the counter hook. Babuca needs to be careful with that.
You know, Mario, he has so much. He has a good style. He has a different style than Mexicans are accustomed to. You know, he sticks and moves. He boxes very well. His movement is good, in and outs, ups and downs. You know, so I'm interested in what his career is going to play out to be, quite honestly.
So he fires off 4-punch combination and follows it up with a hook downstairs to the body. Babuca, at this point, no answer to the offense of Mario Ramirez. Ramirez just having his way there, having fun, moving around, sticking and moving, having fun in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Mario Ramirez having fun out there.
Yeah, when I look at Mario, I just see a kid that just loves what he does, you know, and that's why they gave him a chance. You know, Boris Teca Promotions signed him, you know, and he just loves to fight. He loves boxing. You know, he stays in shape at all times, and he's always ready to fight. You know, he's always had the same attitude since I've met him. Even though I can't have any conversations with him because I don't know a lick of Spanish, but that's another story.
That's what Mario Ramirez needs to do, is he needs to keep going to that body, get this old vet out of here, get those legs tired, those old legs.
Every time Babuca gets hit, he slaps his gloves and he invites Ramirez to keep on punching him.
Yeah, Marcos, but that's when he gets hit on the chin.
Yeah.
Wait till you get hit on the body and that little soft body that he's carrying around. He's not going to be pumping his hands together.
I was going to say, that's something that reminds me of Punch-Out. Every time you hit the opponent, a Raging Bull, he'd tap his gloves, he'd get mad, and then you'd pop him with a counter. Nintendo reference there for all you watching, you 80s kids. So we come now to the final 10 seconds of round number 2. Ramirez moving, using his jab, his speed, his footwork, his movement, seemingly having his way with Jorge Luis Babuca. Should be 2 rounds up on the judges' scorecards. If he's not, they're blind, have their sunglasses on. So come now to the corner of Guero Ramirez. Chris, does he just keep doing the same, or if you're his corner, do you implore him to maybe get a little bit more aggressive to get a stoppage here?
He could just keep doing the same. If I was in his corner, I would say change the speed on Babuca. The minute that you start changing the speed on him is probably the moment that you're going to take him out. You know, because right now it seems to be just kind of like on cruise control. But as soon as he steps it up, Babuca is ready to go. He's looking for an excuse to get out of here, man. And Ramirez needs to give it to him.
So we begin round number 3. 2 rounds in the books being scored for Mario Ramirez. Comes from a very small town in Baja California, the peninsula, Camalu. As we mentioned, wow, he launches a 4-punch combination there. He has a very loyal fan base from his hometown. They come in here in buses to come and see him. So there's a lot of people here in the arena wanting to see him. Is
And this is-
Babuca not seeing those punches getting hit seemingly by everything that Ramirez is throwing at him.
And this is what I meant with the change of pace. Marcos is look at the balance that he's got going on. He's taking advantage of the old legs of Babuca. You know, he's just moving on him now, landing at will, landing fast counters, fast leads. That's what you want. That's what you want out of a young fighter. Give him rounds like this, but go ahead and put the old vet to sleep now.
You know what's really good about Mario is that when he moves, he doesn't move too far away from his opponent. Just enough so he can avoid, but also still close enough that he can fire right back. And that's excellent. You know, that's something a lot of experienced fighters haven't even mastered yet. So, you know, for him to be this young and have that just speaks high volumes for how far he can go.
Three-punch combination just launched there by Ramirez. I like how he is active with this jab, and he's able to build his combinations off his jab. And I know that's the first thing they teach you when they teach you how to box, but he's making very good work of that jab to set up his other punches. And as we take a look at the record that shows on paper for Babuca, has over 30 fights going up against a guy who only has 10 fights in total. Chris, is that very typical? Do you see that a lot?
Yes, to test a young fighter like Mario Ramirez, especially with a guy with a losing record like Babuca, who's been there, who's been testing younger fighters, tough fighters, gonna put you in a tough fight. And this is the type of fight that Mario Ramirez needs. Now, in my opinion, he's doing everything he needs to besides stopping Babuca.
Good mix of punches from Guero Ramirez. It's come down to the final 10 seconds of this round. Ramirez displaying his skills here for his hometown fans. We take a look here now at a replay of the action that happened in the last round. Kevin, you liking what you see so far from Ramirez?
I'm sorry, repeat that. It's getting so loud in here.
You liking what you see so far from Ramirez?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, I would like to see, I mean, we see that he has a great high rate of punches. I would like to see just stronger punches, you know, not as many right now, just stronger, you know, punches. And I want to see what he has with his power. You know, he's boxing excellent. You know, you can't ask for a lot more, you know, but I would like to see just a little more thunder, you know what I mean?
Well, we will see if he can give that more and potentially get a stoppage here as we come now to this fourth round. Co-main event here at the Salon Mezzanine. Marcos Villegas on the call here with Chris Martin and Kevin Otley. As the referee calls a timeout here, making sure that the mouthpiece is inserted in Jorge Luis Babuca. Just a few short moments away from our main event. Dewayne Beamon, undefeated, 13-0, taking on Angel Ramos. But right now, the action in the middle of the ring. Mario Guero Ramirez taking care of business up to this point, having his way against Jorge Luis Babuca, who gets knocked down there. Beats the count. Let's see if Guero Ramirez can close the show now. Fouls it up with a barrage of punches. Babuca in trouble and down again. And he does not beat the count. Another KO win for Mario Guero Ramirez. And as you can see from our screens, fans here in attendance, a lot of which are fans of Ramirez, blowing that air horn. Like I tell you, every time he fights down over here, they come and bus loads to go and see him. We're Ramirez fans, as he now improves his record to 10-1, getting a round 4 KO win over Jorge Luis Babuca. Good little performance that Guero Ramirez put on here tonight.
Yeah, Marcos, absolutely. He did what he has to do. He put out the old veteran. He looked good doing it. Not much more his corner could ask for, you know. His corner, his promoter, his manager, everybody's happy tonight.
Mario Guero Ramirez, in his 11th pro fight, gets the 10th win of his career. Let's go ahead and take it up to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores, to make it official.
Damas y caballeros, tenemos el tiempo oficial de 1 minuto con 4 segundos en el round número 4. We have the official time of 1 minute and 4 seconds in round number 4. For your winner by the way of technical knockout. Su ganador por la vía del knockout técnico, el orgullo de Camalú, Baja California, Mario El Güero Ramirez.
That's always good to see good sportsmanship being shown by both fighters. Guero Ramirez and Babuca. So we take a look now at a replay at the end of the fight. Babuca, it's just a matter of time. He was just taking a lot of punches there, being outworked. He was outgunned by just a better fighter in Mario Guero Ramirez.
A better, bigger fighter, younger, all the advantages for Mario Ramirez in this fight.
We see Mario Ramirez posing with the team. This comes from a very small town in Baja California, which is the lower part of California here in Mexico. But a very loyal following as well. Certainly has endeared himself to the fans in Camalú. As his team celebrates, hugs and handshakes for the 10th win of Mario Ramirez's pro career. Coming up, our main event, the undefeated rising super flyweight prospect. A lot of hype on this kid. 13-0, Dewayne Beamon, going up against Angel Ramos, who sports a 21-1 record. Your main event here for the best in boxing, coming up in a few short moments. Those of you that are tuning in right now, we welcome you over to Fight Up TV. Thank you so much for watching us on this Friday night of action. 10 fights in the bag so far, as we are now awaiting our main event of the evening, the much anticipated return of Dewayne Beamon, going up against Angel Ramos. On the call here with my broadcast partners, Kevin Otley and Chris Martin. And Chris, we've seen Dewayne Beamon firsthand in this very arena just a few short months ago, but he's taken a major step up in competition. On paper, the toughest guy he has faced to date in Angel Ramos, who has a lot more fights than him, about 9 more fights more than him. What do you expect out of Dewayne Beamon in this fight?
Well, I expect him to be Dewayne Beamon, the same Dewayne Beamon we saw a couple months ago. Simply put on a great performance like he did last time. Maintain his composure. That athleticism that he carries into the ring, unmatched so far because he's 13-0. He hasn't lost, and he's training here in San Diego at the Arena Boxing Club with Joe Vargas, well-known coach here in San Diego. And he's got lots of work, lots of great sparring, so he came ready for this fight. And little fun fact, Mr. Beeman was helping Cuadras get ready for his fight next week.
That's
up
right.
in Big Bear.
He's been up there in Big Bear helping up fellow flyweight and former champion as well, Carlos Cuadras, as we now see Angel Ramos make his way quickly to the ring, almost running out, sporting a 21-1 record. There is the super flyweight from Ensenada, Baja California, Mexico, as we now await the entrance of the undefeated, much talked about Dewayne Beamon.
You know what, Marcos? I see the entrance here by Ramos, and I'm excited now to see this fight. He's coming in here to win, to put on a great show. You can see it in his face. He's ready to fight.
And there's the man of the hour, the man with the power, coming out in the yellow and the black, looking to stay undefeated. Dewayne Beamon from Goldsboro, North Carolina, stepping inside the ring. Much talked about super flyweight prospect, making a lot of noise in this division, wanting a fast track to a super flyweight world title fight. Making his appearance for the first time on Fight Hub, but been featured on the Best in Boxing. As we now take it up to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores, to get our main event started.
Damas y caballeros, Boristeca Boxing Promotions y BIP The Best in Boxing presenta su combate estelar de esta noche. Pactado a 10 rounds en la división de peso super mosca. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. Set for 10 rounds of boxing in the super flyweight division. Introducing to you first, the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing black and gray. His official weight, 115 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo pantaloncillo negro con gris, con un peso de 115 libras. Presenta un récord casi perfecto. 21 victorias, una derrota, un empate y 12 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. And his professional campaign, he stands with a record of 21 victories against 1 loss, 1 draw, and 12 of those wins coming by the fast way of knockout. El orgullo de la colonia Punta Banda, Ensenada, Baja California, México. Ángel, el Diablito Ramos. And his opponent across the ring is standing in the red corner, wearing yellow and black. His official weight, 115 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo pantaloncillo amarillo con negro, con un peso idéntico de 115 libras. He stands with a record unblemished. 13 victories, no losses, and 10 of those victories coming by the fast way of knockout. Presenta un récord perfecto de 13 victorias, 0 derrotas y 10 de esas victorias por la vía del knockout. representing the Arena Gym, San Diego, California, and Goldsboro, North Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the IBO International Champion, Dewayne, Mr. Stop Running, Beeman. And here is, with the final instructions, your third man, el tercero en la superficie, el profesor Fernando Rentería.
Vamos a hacer una pelea limpia. Cuidado con los cabezazos, no golpes en la nuca ni bajo el cinturón. Se cuida en todo momento. Choquen los guantes, suerte, gana el mejor.
And here we go, folks. Our much anticipated main event of the evening. Certainly a very exciting atmosphere here at the Salon Mezzanine. Our main event is underway. Dewayne Beamon versus Angel Ramos.
Let's go.
Round number one. Beamon in the yellow and black. Ramos, black trunk, silver trim. Ramos the southpaw. Beamon, very athletic, fast fighter.
Very.
Uses his speed to his advantage. Throws a lot of punches as well. A lot of hype on him. Let's see what he does with the best opponent on paper at this point of his career in Ramos. And Ramos with a big contingent of fans here. A majority of people here he's brought from Ensenada. Ensenada not too far away here from Tijuana, as Beeman showing his speed, avoiding the punches of Ramos.
Yeah, Marcos, that was some Matrix type stuff right there. The way he avoided 3 punches, I believe it was. Bobbing and weaving.
Ramos, though, being patient. Southpaw fighter. He needs to be careful of Beeman's straight, as Beeman lands a punch there, but the feet tie up. Beeman wanting the knockdown.
Yeah, I believe the ref made the right judgment there. Their feet got tangled. Punch was landed, but it was to the body. Not something that would put you down that way.
As the crowd now getting behind Angel Ramos. A series of punches to the body. Beeman now firing back with a straight.
As you can see this first round, Beeman, his confidence is through the roof right now. You look like as though he's the fighter with 23 fights. So, you know, we gotta take that into account, even though he doesn't have as many fights as Ramos has.
Beeman using very good work of his footwork at the moment in this round, controlling the ring, putting him in positions where he wants to be. Like I mentioned, he wants a fast track to a world title. He feels he's on the level of the current super flyweight champions. Was in camp in Big Bear, putting in work with former world champion Carlos Cuadras alongside Abel Sanchez before coming back down to San Diego to finish off camp. So training up in the mountains, his conditioning has to be 100 as Ramos lands a barrage of punches. We come down to the last 10 seconds of this round number one. Seems to be a good feeling out round for both fighters.
Yeah, and if Ramos wants any chance to win this fight, Marcos, he needs to do exactly what he did in the last 30 seconds, just basically bum rush Dewayne Beamon, because he really doesn't have any chance on the outside with that athletic ability that Beeman possesses. He really can't. He can't really compete at that level.
As we take a look at a replay here, Beeman popping in and out, pre-matrix stuff, using his speed to his advantage. Kevin, what'd you make of that first round? It seemed that both were feeling each other out, but very apparent right from the bat. And always so in any Beeman fight is his speed.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it was definitely a feeling around for both fighters. I'm curious to see if Ramos is going to be able to find weaknesses or any weak points in Beeman's game this particular round.
So we begin round number 2. As with any southpaw versus orthodox matchup, we have to be wary of potential headbutts.
It's true.
It can happen, and it so often does in these types of fights. As Ramos trying to find an answer for the speed of Beeman. Beeman ducks down a little bit, and Ramos pops him with a nice little punch there.
Seems as though Ramos found something because Beeman keeps dipping his head to his right, and Ramos is fighting him with that left hand.
Ramos showing that he can slip punches as well. Very composed there.
Yeah, Ramos is being smart. I think that's the best way to put it right now. He knows that, look, I haven't quite figured him out yet, but I'm not going to throw that much, but I'm going to throw enough to let you know that I'm here to win. And he just caught him with a good combination just now.
So Beeman, though, just brushing it off. Comes forward, though. Ramos tagged Dewayne. And you are right, Chris. It seems that every time Beeman does dip his head, Ramos is coming up with that counter left hand.
Yeah, I think he's actually kind of anticipating it right now, you know.
As both fighters exchanging punches here. Looks like there's no more feeling out process. It looks like they've become acclimated to both of each other.
And in this round, Ramos seems to be giving Beeman a hard time.
They're both definitely, you know, wanting to fight. But I sense a little frustration on both ends, quite honestly. I think that both the guys really hasn't figured the other guy out just yet, you know, so. They both want to win, and at the end of the day, if you haven't figured a guy out, what you're going to do, you're going to go for broke. You know, you're going to give it all you got, and you're just going to say, hell, I'm a fighter at the end of the day.
Beeman flashing his jab, trying to mount some offense off of it. As he grazes the body of Ramos just moments ago. Beeman has to be careful. He can't just lunge in like that because he has gotten caught. Even in this round, when he does lunge in, he needs to be careful. Come down to the final 10 seconds of round number 2. Ramos and Beeman going back and forth here at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Mexico. Kevin, it seems in that round that Ramos may have had the better of the exchanges there. If you're Dewayne Beamon now coming into this fight, knowing it's a 10-round fight, what would you advise he does?
For Dewayne, he needs to take his time a little bit more. I think he needs to slow down just a little bit more. I think he's definitely the stronger fighter. I think where Ramos is winning is honestly he's just being a little more patient. He's like, okay, look, I don't have the athleticism that you have, so what I'll do is I'll be patient and I'll wait for you. And like you say, he's caught him, you know, in more of the exchanges that second round. So Dewayne just needs to slow it down a bit. I think he has all the tools just right there waiting for him. I think he's just doing a little bit too much right now.
So we begin round number 3, a solid round number 2 for Angel Ramos. Dewayne Beamon now starting out strong. Ramos, though, tricky opponent, and the other thing, too, natural reach advantage that he has over Beeman as well.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The reach could potentially present problems to the shorter Beeman. Beeman shaking his head, keeping that distance between him and Ramos. Ramos is bringing it. He's here to fight.
Yeah, Ramos like, look, man, my record is the way it is for a reason, and you know he's so far so good.
Not messing around tonight.
Yeah, I'd say the first 2 rounds, give the first round to Beeman, and the second round, definitely Ramos taking this round as well.
Great punches being put together by Ramos. Beeman hasn't answered with any sort of meaningful offense at this point. Ramos having his way in this round number 3. Seems to be the stronger of the two in terms of punches.
No question.
But we haven't seen Dewayne let go of his hands yet either.
Exactly. And I think that's because, yeah, sometimes, you know, just the stimuli going so fast can like kind of, you know, hold you up a little bit, you know. So I think he needs to take his time a little bit, and I think it'll come, it'll flow.
I want to say most likely it's the awkwardness of Ramos. Yes, he is a southpaw, but this guy, look at him, he's all over the ring. You know, it's kind of hard to tell, kind of hard to get his timing right off the beginning. Something that Beeman's having a hard time with right now.
But this is a 10-round fight at the same time, so, I mean, I guess the 3rd round's still pretty early.
A big punch there from Beeman lands at the gut of Ramos. Ramos, the much more active fighter at this point, landing more and throwing more. Beeman now finally letting his hands go. Though Ramos doing a good job of evading those punches. We come now to the last 10 seconds, of round number 3. Ramos might be onto something here. Having a good showing at this point in this first 3 rounds of this 10-round fight. That Ramos has at this point.
Yes and no. I mean, it's a 10-round fight, Marcos. We're still at the early stages of the fight. You know, anything could happen. But like I said, in my opinion, I think Dewayne figured him out, and it's just a matter of time before he breaks him down.
Beeman launches a straight right hand there. As Beeman now not moving as much as he was before. Coming forward a little bit now.
I think he wants to hurt him. I think his game plan is to hurt him right now. I think I mean, obviously he's a stronger guy, and I think that he just wants to hurt him, man. I think that's the best way he can slow him down.
Good body shot there.
Great body
by
shot.
Beeman. Eats a hook though, covers up. Turns Ramirez around, Ramos around. Ramos tries to turn around, but there we see the strength of Beeman.
Yeah, I think he needed to do that. Needed to let Ramos know, hey, I'm here with you, man.
And Beeman taunting Ramos now. Having a surge of confidence. Like you guys have mentioned, may have found something as he lands a short little hook there to the body.
Yeah, Marcos, and he's getting more comfortable as the round progresses with that little thing that he figured out. Only he knows. He's got his hands down now.
Oh, good body punch by Ramos just now.
Great body shots. Beeman has to be careful not to be too overconfident in there because he has a game fighter in Angel Ramos.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing you don't want is to be overconfident.
Though the confidence of Beeman now completely different from the earlier rounds. Though he hits a big shot there. Ramos now following it up. Beeman seems to be taking it well as he responds now. 2 punches to the body. Ramos acknowledging those shots that Beeman landed flush. Beeman following it up with the counter punch. Now Ramos taunting Beeman a bit.
And these have been the last 2 rounds have been pretty close, Marcos. Can't really pick a winner. I'd hate to be a judge in this fight.
Solid round number 3. Beeman smiling at Ramos before the round ended. Kevin, what's your assessment of what both fighters have done so far?
You know, I think Ramos is looking good. You know, I hate to say it, you know, but I gotta be honest as a commentator. I think Ramos is looking pretty good. He's taking his time. Look, he's using Beeman's aggressiveness against him. Actually, I think that's what's going on right now. He's countering him when he comes in strong, and he's moving, and he's just continuing to do that day and night. So, you know, I want to see Beeman, like I said once before, take his time. That's what's killing him right now. He just needs to take his time against a guy like this, you know?
We got round number 4. Beeman.
That was a good shot by Ramos. Keep him
Yellow
in check.
trunks.
Keep Beeman in check.
Wanting a fast track to a title shot. But the man in his way, Angel Ramos, won't let him get there without a fight and has different plans as well. Beeman now attempting to use his hand speed in there, trying to land punches and then move out of there. Big punches being thrown by Ramos now. Beeman forced to cover up. Shakes his head, telling him no. They didn't affect him. Solid
Beautiful
punches
shot.
now.
Beautiful body shot by Beeman. Kind of momentarily stunned Ramos.
Good punch landed there by Ramos. Every time Beeman dips to the right, Ramos has a punch there waiting for him.
He keeps throwing that left body shot, but it's getting slower and slower.
Good straight right hand by Beeman, but Ramos firing back with a jab. Beeman now coming forward. Though the busier fighter overall, it seems at this point, has been Ramos.
Yeah.
This fight scheduled for 10 rounds. Dewayne Beamon undefeated. Landing a straight right hand there. Another one. Ramos now getting hit with a lot more punches than we saw him in the first 3 rounds.
Like I said, Marcos, I think Beeman found something a couple rounds ago, and he's just touching him. That's what he needs to do. He just needs to touch him. This is a long fight. It's not a 6 round, 8 round, it's 10 rounds, so you have time to work.
Beeman also investing to the body as well. But throughout these rounds, just been digging big hooks to the body. Though he gets caught with a punch right there.
And he looked hurt.
Could be stunned as Beeman now forcing to cover up.
It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
now.
Beeman is just he's trying to go too hard. He needs to soften up a little. It's okay to be fluid and to be soft in boxing sometimes. That's who Floyd Mayweather was. He was a different type of fighter. He used fluidity rather than aggressiveness and brute strength. You know, and I think that's the same technique that Beeman needs to use right now. This guy's not a hard guy. The way to beat him is not to be hard. You know, like Bruce Lee said. What did he say? Be water, my friend. Didn't he say that? You know, that's the way to fight. You know, you got to be fluid. You know, so I want to see a little bit more from Beeman in these next few rounds.
And Ramos seemed to take the round right at the end of the round. In my opinion, Beeman was doing enough, just enough to win the round, but it was stolen right there by Ramos in that last 10 seconds.
So we begin the action here at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Baja California. Round number 5 underway. Marcos Villegas. And I'm hearing from our truck now, this is actually round number 6. We apologize for the confusion. So our monitors are down here ringside as well. Dewayne Beamon going through a bit of adversity in this fight. First time so in a long time that we've seen him have trouble with fighters. Ramos, game man, did his due diligence, having success against Beeman.
There's still 5 rounds to go, so, you know, I mean, things could turn around for Dewayne.
The one thing that we have seen Beeman do consistently, though, throughout the fight is invest to the body. Not much of that so far in this round, as Ramos just tagged him there. As the crowd now trying to pump up Angel Ramos here, hometown kid. And Beeman just swinging those shots to the body. Lands a lead hook, lead straight there, and follows it up to a hook to the body and another lead straight.
And it's almost like Beeman knows something. He keeps throwing the same shot to the body over and over. Sometimes he lands, sometimes he doesn't, but he keeps throwing it. Right there it is again.
Ramos, though, staying composed, calm, waiting for his punches as well. But Beeman doing a good job of throwing punches in the middle of Ramos's punches.
Yeah, I think they both have shown that, you know, Dewayne, that's his go-to, that body punch off of Ramos's punches. But he also needs to mix it up with a few other things, you know, like bring it to the head, you know, after you go to the body, you know. He definitely has to throw punches and bunches right now.
Good jab there, landed by Beeman. Come now to the last 10 seconds of this round. Three punches there.
Ramos
by
is coming on strong.
He's looking strong in this fight.
Ramos keeps doing the same thing at the end of each round. He fights hard the last 10 seconds to leave that impression in the judges' minds. So Beeman controls the round, not convincingly, but enough, in my opinion. But then here comes Ramos, and he tries to steal it. So I don't know how these judges are going to be scoring this fight.
Kevin, how do you have the fight at this point?
I think I only have the first round for Dewayne Beamon, quite honestly. I think ever since then, I think Ramos has picked up, and it doesn't look like he's stopping, you know. So, you know, my consensus right now is, what, 1 to 4, or 1 to 5, I'm sorry.
Dewayne Beamon could be down big time in the scorecards. If the judges are seeing the fight the way that Kevin Otley is, we come down to round number 7. If that is the case, there has to be urgency shown from the corner of Beeman to pick up the pace, pick up the punches, the volume, and start working more.
It's a great counter right just now by Beeman. Right again. That might be his money shot.
Beeman there lunging with that hook. Gets tagged with the jab from Ramos. Southpaw Ramos giving Beeman more than he can handle at this point. Beeman game though.
Very game, that's no question.
Trying to adapt, trying to mount offense and momentum at this point. You never know how the judges are going to see it. It could be an extremely close fight at this point. Could go either way. Beeman there lands another punch. Good shot to the body there from Dewayne Beamon.
And that's the work that I've been telling you, Marcos, that's happening through the round. You know, Beeman's walking forward, landing little shots here and there. And then Ramos finishes the round strong, so.
But you know what? Beeman's coming back in this round. So far, I'm giving this round to Beeman right now. He's hitting with counter right hands like all around.
Ramos having no answer for Beeman's straights. Just kind of perplexed by the speed of Beeman there. Both fighters connecting there. Beeman getting the better of it. Ramos acknowledging that Beeman landed a good shot as he comes forward with a series of punches. Big shot there by both fighters. The longer Ramos using his reach real well in there.
Yeah, he's doing an excellent job. He's just pacing himself. He's not giving out too much at any particular time. He's giving just enough at the right times, and I think that's what's giving him the edge right now.
Two right hands
Dewayne.
by Beeman right there.
And it seemed to momentarily bother Ramos as he gets tagged by another punch. Let's come down to the last 10 seconds of this round. Round number 7 here. Dewayne Beamon versus Angel Ramos.
And I think Dewayne Beamon found some money right there with that right hand, man. It just to the body and to the head.
Definitely, yeah. That round's for Dewayne Beamon, no question. You know, now he needs to come with that right and follow up with a left hook or another punch to the body or something like that. He has to give a bit more. He's found his money shot. Now come back with the devastating punches. It's not going to be that first punch that's going to get the guy out of there. It's going to be that second and third punch. So, you know, we got to see if he's going to, if his coach is going to tell him those things in the corner.
For Angel Ramos, Chris, coming into this fight, it's an extremely tight one. What is he doing there?
Go back to what he was doing in the first couple rounds. Marcos is basically being awkward, being that aggressive guy. But I think little by little, Beeman's beating it out of him, throwing to the body and landing stiff right hands to the head. Just like that.
Beeman having to be careful in there. Ramos is longer. See him trying to time Ramos and get out just in time because Ramos has the longer reach.
Yes.
A good punch there by both fighters. The Ramos may have gotten the better of it.
I would agree. Ramos getting the better of that punch.
Overhand by Ramos. Landing there moments ago. Beeman missing with the straight right hand. Ramos sneaks an uppercut.
And there goes those body shots again by Beeman.
Yeah, it forces him to come forward and throw, and he lands it straight right
That
there.
was a great
Ramos
right
popping
hand.
his head forward.
That was a great right hand. I think that hurt Ramos, to be honest.
That body shot, correct?
Yeah, well, that straight right hand on the ropes, it looked like he just like paused for a moment.
He had to think about if he really wanted to keep doing this.
Another body shot by Beeman. Tough fight for both fighters here. Mouthpiece just went out. As the referee calls pause to the action, Dewayne Beamon's mouthpiece flying out. Good hook there by Beeman. Ramos doing a good job of, when he is on the inside, able to change the angle and get out of there. Beeman, we see there digging to the body. He continues to do so. He's done it throughout the whole fight.
Nice left hook by Beeman.
Just a grinding fight. Beeman coming forward, but gets tagged for doing so recklessly with his hands down. Could be a little low there. Ramos motioning to it, and Beeman just teeing off. Beeman might have found his moment. Ramos staggered now. Let's see if Beeman can close the show.
He is hurt. He is hurt, no question about it.
Ramos having to hang on for dear life here. And smartly does so. Let's see if Dewayne Beamon now
He is hurt.
can make it work. Close this out with the knockout.
Oh, man. Man, Dewayne can end this. He can end this. All you got to do is continue to throw a couple more power shots like he did.
So we come now.
Wow, saved by the bell. Saved by the bell.
You could say that if it would have gone maybe 20 more seconds, Ramos could have been in some serious trouble.
Yeah, he was hurt. No question about that.
You know what, Marcos? Yes, you have to give all the credit to Beeman for landing those shots, but I have to add, as a fighter myself and Kevin, he set it up with a low blow. It was a low blow prior, and then a left hook to the top.
Yeah, I hear you on that, man. But you know what? Dewayne is sensing that a knockout is my only chance right now. You know, going into this 9th round.
It seems like Ramos is ready to go. You know,
and it very well could be that Ramos was saying, I'm gonna give you that knockout, man.
This fight could be extremely close, or it could be going the way of Ramos.
So right now, Marcos, my scorecard dead even. So these last 2 rounds are gonna matter.
Definitely.
Did Ramos put in enough work to be able to get the decision, or is Beeman now?
And Beeman's throwing with everything he's got.
Yeah, he is. I was going to say,
and still fresh.
Is it going to be too late for him because Ramos did all that work in the beginning of the fight?
Well, he did at the beginning, but to me, in the middle rounds, Beeman was paying off with those straight right hands and those body shots. That's kind of paying off right now because Ramos seems to me on wobbly legs.
Yeah, now definitely, no question. You know what? But if Dewayne wins these last 2 rounds, then things could definitely change. Things could certainly change.
Good 3-punch combination there by Angel Ramos. Seems to have his bearings behind him now. Moving well. Going Dewayne Beamon trying to take advantage of that opportunity that he had in the prior round to pressure Ramos more, to see if he could take him down, get a knockdown, or even finish him. Oh, that's major. A headbutt there. Referee calling a time now.
And if anybody is benefiting from this, it's Ramos, not Beeman.
No question.
As Beeman quickly gets back in there.
I think because he knows that Ramos is gassing. He needs to put that pressure.
Dewayne is up this round. You know, he needs to really finish this round off strong. And in the next round, if he leaves that with the win, then, you know, this fight could change in a second.
Beeman answering back with a counter punch to the body. Following it up with a jab and a cross, but Ramos getting out of the way of it. Tough fight for both men so far. As Ramos
100%.
lands a big punch there. Beeman making sure he answers back.
And it didn't even seem to phase Beeman, so. The one desperate to hold on here in this whole fight, or the end of this fight, is Ramos. He's the one initiating the clinches.
We come down to the final seconds of this round. Both fighters exchanging on the inside. Tight fight. Who'd you give that round to, guys?
Oh, definitely Dewayne. That was a win for Dewayne in that round. But this is a close fight, man. Dewayne, I think the last three rounds, you know, I believe Dewayne won those decisively. You know, I gave him the first round, you know, so this last round is going to be interesting, you know, so.
Definitely, Kevin, I agree with you. I think Dewayne Beamon's taking over this fight. I think Ramos is fading.
Yeah, no question. Angel is, he's ready for the fight to be over. I know he wished that was the last round, so. You know, a knockout is still possible.
The fight seemingly could be in the balance. Dewayne Beamon, 13-0, looking to keep his O intact. A back and forth fight between Dewayne Beamon and Angel Ramos. Beamon looking to stay undefeated, wanting to keep the momentum going in his career. Ramos, though, looking to be the roadblock, the one to derail that and create opportunities for himself. Let's see who wants it more in this final round. Beeman coming forward, shoots that straight left. Straight right, excuse me. Ramos slips due to water in the corner. And Beeman has found success the whole night with that straight. As both fighters land hooks, Beeman backing Ramos up. Both fighting an inside fight at this point. And it seems that Ramos gets the better of these exchanges on the inside.
Absolutely.
And a
Good hook there by Beeman.
A little burst of energy from Ramos in this last round. Knowing the urgency that he needs to win this round to win the fight.
Series of hooks there landed from Ramos, gets the crowd on their feet here.
And blood coming from the nose of Beeman.
Beeman, though, continuing to fight, working on the inside. Ramos, though, able to slip some punches. Beeman pushing him back now. Beeman bleeding a lot from his nose. Ramos, Beeman, leaving it all on the line here in the middle of the ring. Beeman landing a hook. Both fighters exchanging now.
This is a barn burner for sure. This is a great fight.
It's high drama right now in the last round. Fight seemingly in the balance.
This is a great fight.
And Marcos, now it seems like Beeman is the one that's out of gas. Little burst of energy from Ramos.
Both fighters exchanging the final 10 seconds of this fight now. Will it be Dewayne Beamon? Will it be Angel Ramos? Who will get the win? 10 rounds of action in the books. The crowd on their feet. Who will win? Who will reign supreme here at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Mexico? Fans out of their seats right now, some of which getting really close to us ringside.
Somebody threw a drink in the ring.
A little liquid courage there as well, but they feel that their man, Angel Ramos, potentially could get the decision here. Kevin, great fight, but how'd you score it? What'd you think?
I can see it as a draw. I can see it as a draw, this particular fight. Yeah, I think Dewayne, he came on strong in the last 4 rounds, and I gave him the first round, you know, so I can see it as a draw.
Chris, do you agree with that? Do you feel it's a draw, or do you feel it could go the way to someone else?
In my opinion, it was dead even going into the last 2 rounds. Beeman took round 9, and Ramos took round 10 by convincing fashion. So, I mean, but this was such a close fight. I don't want to see it again. And number 2, it doesn't really matter right now who wins, because it could be a draw. It could be a win for either fighter. It was that close, Marcos.
See both fighters in the ring showing good sportsmanship as they embrace Beeman and Ramos. Believe we have the judge's decision now. We're still awaiting the judge's decision. Jumped the gun there. I had thought that the cards had been turned in. The cards have not been turned in yet. We're still awaiting the decision from the judges. Tense moments right now going on in the ring. Both fighters are waiting to see if they get the nod here tonight. Great fight, great performance put on by both. Angel Beeman, Dewayne Beamon's undefeated record on the line right now. Ramos looking to add win number 22 on his record. I believe we now have the judge's decision. Let's go ahead and take it up to our ring announcer, Pablo Flores, for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the decision, let's hear a round of applause for both Beeman and Diablito Ramos for this exciting fight tonight here at the Mezzanine. Fuerte el aplauso a ambos guerreros, Beeman y Diablito Ramos, por este gran combate. Y después de 10 rounds, tenemos la tarjeta de los jueces. After 10 rounds of boxing, we have the judges' scorecards. El juez, Judge Carlos Flores, scores it 97-93, 97-93 in favor of, en favor de Ramos. Y ambos jueces, Antonio Villegas y Sergio Lechuga, coinciden en sus tarjetas 95-95. These both judges have the same scores of 95-95. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a majority draw. Tenemos un empate mayoritario. Así que estaremos viendo pronto Ramos y Beeman número 2. We'll have Ramos versus Beeman number 2. We'll soon have that fight. Probably for the month of June. Posiblemente para el mes de junio. Vamos a tener, no se nos vayan la entrevista. Vamos a tener una entrevista rápido con ambos peleadores. We're going to have an interview with both fighters.
Being joined now with Dewayne Beamon. Dewayne, you heard the decision. You obviously feel you won the fight. What'd you make of what the judges scored the fight and overall about your performance here tonight?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I really didn't like my performance. I really didn't like my performance. I didn't execute the plan that I wanted to. And at the end of the day, I hate it because I never saw like a single footage on the guy, so I had to make adjustments while I was fighting him. But I don't agree with that. If I can get him a rematch, I would definitely give him a rematch. He's a warrior. He is a warrior, so I'm not gonna take nothing from him, but if we have a rematch, I'll whip his ass, for sure.
Do you feel that he presented a bigger challenge than what you expected in this fight?
Yeah, man, like a lot of ducking, a lot of headbutting. I wasn't ready for that. Like, so that's come from experience. Me and my team gonna go to the drawing board and work on kind of the rough tactics, because I didn't execute in no rough situations where I just kind of loaded up and started trying to knock him out when he was headbutting me and getting all close. So I messed up with that. I did wrong.
I know you had a lot of attention coming into this fight, a lot of momentum. Will you seek an immediate rematch? Is that your plan, or do you want to just go to the drawing board and see what's next?
I mean, he got a bunch of fans in here. Y'all want to see a rematch? Y'all want a rematch? You want a rematch? All right, then. So y'all ain't talking about a rematch. Y'all know I'll whoop his ass next time. So if we can get a rematch, we'll get a rematch. I want a rematch. I do.
Thank you, Dewayne.
It's
a tough fight.
I never wanted a draw on my record, ever. I never wanted a draw on my record, but some of the best fighters in the world got a draw on their record, so I just got to live with it and keep on going.
Thank you, Dewayne. Good fight. You displayed your heart in there. Let's go ahead and switch over now to Angel Ramos. Angel, you heard the decision of the judges. Are you in agreement with it?
¿Escuchaste la decisión de los jueces? ¿Estás de acuerdo con la decisión que dieron esta noche?
No, pues la verdad no. El primer juez me dio a ganar y las otras dos empates. O sea, la verdad metí mejores golpes en toda la pelea. Hubo un round donde me tocó, pero fuera de ahí nada. Y estoy seguro que me pude llevar esta pelea.
I disagree with the decision. I think I made a better fight. I scored more blows than him, and I did a better fight plan than him. So I disagree with the decision. So that it is what it is.
Dewayne said that he would like a rematch immediately. Is that what you want? Would you like to have this fight again immediately?
Dewayne dice que no descarta una revancha en contra de ti. ¿Tú quieres una revancha inmediata? ¿Estás de acuerdo con una revancha inmediata?
Claro que sí me gustaría. Me daría tiempo de prepararme mejor. Esta pelea la agarré con 2 semanas y media y podría ser buena la otra y podría ser más diferente, estoy seguro.
Of course, I want a rematch with Beeman. I got this fight in a short notice, 2.5 weeks before the fight, and I'm sure I'm going to be back. I'm going to be better. I'm going to train harder for this fight, and I'm open for the rematch.
All right, thank you so much. Certainly it was a great fight between both you and Dewayne. Angel Ramos. Folks, give yourself a round of applause for both these fighters, for both Angel Ramos and Dewayne Beamon here tonight. All right, guys, that does it for a night of action here at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. Thank you for watching us over here at Fight Up TV, as I'm being joined now by my broadcast partners, Kevin Otley and Chris Martin. First, Kevin, we saw what happened in the main event. Give us your impressions overall of the fight and how you had it.
I think it was a very, very even fight. Both of those guys came out to fight, and we saw two guys that didn't want to lose, essentially. You know, Dewayne got off to a slow start, but he picked it up, and he finished off strong. You know, Ramos, he stayed consistent. You know what I mean? And he didn't let the just the aggression of Beeman get to him. And that's what more can you ask for in a good fighter? So I think it was a very good fight for both guys. And I'm expecting a rematch myself, and I want to see that. So, yeah.
Dewayne asked for the immediate rematch. We could see it here, but he had a lot of momentum coming into this fight. In the second fight, how do you feel the fight would be different, and what adjustments could you see happening, Chris?
Well, Ramos says that he didn't have a complete camp, so that might play into why he was tired in those middle rounds, and Dewayne Beamon was able to take over. So if he's able to fix that little lapse in conditioning in the next fight, he might be able to win. So Beeman, step up your game.
All right, folks. Like I mentioned, great night of fights here at the Salon Mezzanine in Tijuana, Mexico. For my broadcast partners here, Kevin Otley and Chris Martin, I'm Marcos Villegas, thanking you guys for watching us at home at Fight Up TV and Best in Boxing. We wish you a happy and safe Friday night. Good night.